Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello. I'm glad you're listening. Today we're talking about something that sounds impossible until you see it happen. How to get rich from nothing. This is not a get-rich-quick gimmick. This is about long arcs, small actions, stubborn habits, and choices that add up over time. It's about building wealth when you start with little or no money. But you do have time, energy, and a willingness to learn. 1. The truth about starting from zero. First, accept the truth. Almost every wealthy person started with constraints. They didn't begin with perfect conditions, and they rarely began with certainty. They had doubts, debts, and doubts again. The difference is not luck alone. The difference is a set of repeatable behaviors. It's the ability to move forward when the path is unclear. People think they need capital. They fear they need a large sum to begin. But the real currency is attention and effort. Time is the resource you can spend early when money is scarce. Focus on moves that convert effort into learning and then into cash. Small wins compound. One client, one sale, one product improvement. Over years, those increments create an axis of momentum. 2. Mindset, the foundation of wealth. If you want to grow wealth from nothing, mindset is your foundation. See scarcity for what it is, a temporary circumstance, not a life sentence. Replace scarcity with curiosity. Be curious about how things work, markets, people, habits. Embrace a growth mindset. Learn to love the process of improvement. Wealth accumulates where knowledge compounds. Learn frugality without becoming miserly. Frugal choices give you optionality. When you save a little, you gain the ability to take small bets later. Treat learning like a machine that converts time into advantage. Be patient. The slow grind of daily improvement outperforms frantic bursts of activity. 3. Earn. The first practical step. When you have no capital, your quickest path to building it is to earn. Hustle strategically. Focus on income that scales with skill, not just time. If you exchange time for dollars, try to make your time more valuable. Learn skills that command higher pay: copywriting, coding, sales, design, marketing. Offer to solve real problems for people and businesses. Start freelance gigs, part-time services, or small side projects. Reinforce this pattern. Learn a skill, solve a problem, get paid, repeat. Reinvest the cash you earn back into acquiring higher-value skills and tools. Avoid low-pay tasks that don't lead to growth or transferable outcomes. 4. Save and build a buffer. When you begin to earn, build a buffer. Save deliberately. Because when you have zero, even small expenses can derail plans. Aim for a simple emergency buffer, 1 to 3 months of essential expenses. This buffer gives you the courage to take calculated risks. Keep savings in liquid, low-risk places at first. Avoid flashy consumption that drains potential. Use savings to buy tools that increase your productivity. A reliable laptop, books, access to courses, occasional mentorship. Think of every dollar saved as a small option to try a new idea. Small buffers make big experiments safer. 5. Invest in knowledge and networks. If you truly want to turn nothing into something, invest in yourself. Read books, take courses, and learn from people who are one step ahead. But do not confuse collecting knowledge with applying it. Learn in public. Build small projects and share results. Networking is not about formal events only. It's about consistent small interactions. Volunteer, publish articles, join online communities, send honest messages to people whose work you admire. Respect people's time. Offer value first. Over months and years, relationships compound into opportunities, partnerships, and referrals that money alone cannot buy. 6. Start something that scales. Wealth rarely grows exponentially from selling hours. To create outsized returns, build products, systems, or businesses that can scale. That might mean an online course, a software tool, a content channel, a physical product, or a service with a team. The core idea: design something where incremental effort can serve many people. Start lean. Validate demand with a minimum viable offer. Iterate quickly based on feedback. Use free or low-cost platforms to reach audiences, social media, marketplaces, email lists. Keep the first offering simple and focused on a clear outcome for your customer. 7. Embrace creative arbitrage. Arbitrage is finding value where others don't look. Creative arbitrage means spotting situations where your specific skills, location, or timing give you an advantage. It could be translating content for a market that hasn't seen it, curating specialized knowledge, or combining two niches in a new way. When you see a mismatch between supply and demand, move quickly. Early-stage markets and underserved niches often reward nimble players. This approach doesn't require a big bank account. It requires curiosity, speed, and a willingness to iterate. 8. Use leverage wisely. Leverage magnifies results, but leverage also magnifies mistakes. Use it for your advantage. Your brain is the first form of leverage. Capital, tools, code, and other people's time are additional forms. Remember, leverage grows when you reuse effort. Templates, automation, documented processes. Outsource or hire only when a task costs more of your time than the cost of paying someone else. Debt can be leveraged too, but it must be used cautiously and strategically. For production, not consumption. Be wary of chasing growth with reckless borrowing. Instead, prefer small, managed forms of leverage that scale your highest value activities. 9. The discipline of reinvesting riches. Build when you direct profits back into growth instead of immediate gratification. The discipline to reinvest in marketing, product development, or acquiring more skills compounds. Create a rule for profit allocation: a portion to reinvest, a portion to save, a portion to reward yourself. This keeps motivation alive while maintaining momentum. Over time, reinvested profits can create a flywheel: better products, more customers, higher revenue, more reinvestment. Resist the urge to treat early success as permanent. Use it to amplify the next stage. 10. Multiple small bets over one big bet. When resources are limited, spread your risk across multiple small bets rather than betting everything on one uncertain idea. Small experiments let you discover what works and what doesn't without catastrophic cost. Each experiment teaches you something valuable: an audience response, a distribution channel, or a pricing insight. Keep a disciplined approach. Set clear hypotheses, measure outcomes, and kill projects that don't show early signs of traction. The goal is to collect information cheaply and iterate toward a model that scales. 11. Build for durability, not hype. Hype and fads can bring fast cash, but durability creates wealth that lasts. Focus on long-term value, products and services that solve real problems and create repeat customers. Earn reputation through consistency. If you run a content channel, make content that continues to attract viewers long after it's published. If you build a product, design it for long-term user satisfaction. Durable businesses survive economic cycles and scale steadily. Prioritize reliability, simplicity, and consistent quality. 12. Tax, legal, and practical considerations. As your income grows, learn basic tax and legal rules in your country. Protect your assets sensibly. Use simple structures to reduce risk. Clear agreements, appropriate contracts, and an understanding of local regulations. Consult professionals when necessary. Doing this early can prevent major headaches later. Simple paperwork and good record-keeping are not glamorous, but they protect the accumulation you've built. Treat these as essential infrastructure for sustainable growth. 13. Emotional resilience and patience. Wealth doesn't appear overnight. The process tests your patience and resilience. Expect setbacks, deals that fall through, projects that fail, and income dips. What matters is consistent recovery. Treat failures as experiments that yield data, not as judgments of your worth. Build routines that support your mental energy, sleep, movement, and time for reflection. Overconfidence can lead to reckless risk. Pessimism can lead to paralysis. Find a balance. Emotional steadiness helps you make better decisions under pressure. 14. Stories of small starts that grew. History is full of people who started with little and built meaningful wealth. They took tiny steps, selling items, freelancing, learning new trades, and reinvesting profits. The pattern repeats: skill, hustle, reinvestment, scale, and patience. Instead of focusing on the rare lottery winners, study ordinary builders who compound advantage over years. Their journeys are messy but instructive. Model their patterns rather than their mythical outcomes. 15. Practical weekly plan for the first year. If you're starting now, here's a one-year blueprint. Month 1. Identify one market need and one skill you can learn quickly. Start delivering value immediately. Months 2 to 3. Earn your first consistent income by solving that problem for a small number of clients or customers. Months 4 to 6. Save an emergency buffer. Reinvest initial profits into tools or courses that increase your capacity. Months 7 to 9. Build a minimum viable product or offer that can serve more people without proportional time increase. Months 10 to 12. Scale distribution through content, partnerships, and small ads. Reinvest profits and formalize simple systems. This is flexible. The point is to maintain momentum and measurable progress. 16. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistakes that kill early wealth building include spending early profits on status goods, chasing every shiny idea without finishing, over-leveraging with risky debt, neglecting basic legal and tax steps, and ignoring personal health. Avoid comparisons with mythic success stories. Focus on consistent, measurable choices. Build habits that protect your time and attention more than you protect your ego. 17. How to use content to accelerate growth. Content creation is one of the cheapest ways to scale attention. Make content that teaches, entertains, or documents your journey. Be patient. Content compounds. Repurpose long pieces into shorter clips, articles, and newsletters. Use platforms where your target audience already spends time. The feedback it provides is invaluable. You learn what resonates and what doesn't. Document both successes and failures. Authenticity builds connection. 18. When to hire and when to automate. Hire when a task consistently costs you more time than the money you'd pay someone. Automate repetitive tasks with simple tools, templates, scheduled posts, email sequences, or low-code automation. Documentation makes both outsourcing and automation easier. Each hire should increase your capacity to create value, not just add overhead. Measure impact over simple cost arithmetic. Does the hire produce more return than the time it frees up? 19. Measuring progress. What's the simplest measure of progress? Cash in the bank, customers served, and systems built. Track a few meaningful metrics and update them weekly. Use a simple spreadsheet. Numbers don't need to be fancy. They only need to show whether you're moving forward. Celebrate small wins and use setbacks to recalibrate. Habitual measurement turns vague hope into verifiable progress. 20. The role of luck and how to invite it. Luck plays a role, but you can invite luck by showing up. The more people you meet, the more bets you make, the higher the probability of a fortunate connection. Be prepared when opportunity arrives. Have work to show, a clear offer, and a way to say yes to collaboration. Luck favors the prepared. 21. Scaling beyond the first million. Once you pass certain thresholds, your challenges change. Systems, leadership, brand, and institutional capital matter more. Reinvest in leadership development and hire people who can own parts of the business. Diversify revenue streams. At this stage, your job becomes designing incentives and removing bottlenecks. Think in terms of delegation, governance, and sustainable processes. 22. Giving back and purpose. Wealth without purpose is hollow. As you grow, think about how your resources align with your values. Giving back, through mentorship, philanthropy, or simply sharing knowledge, creates meaning and builds networks. Purpose also guides long-term decisions and keeps the business honest. The more you align money with meaning, the more resilient your motivation becomes. 23. A simple daily routine for sustainable progress. Morning. Planning and highest priority work for 60 to 120 minutes. Midday. Calls, meetings, and execution work. Afternoon. Learning, marketing, and small creative tasks. Evening. Reflection, reading, and rest. Protect deep work time. Use small pockets for learning and relationship building. Part 24. Final checklist before you begin. 1. A skill you can sell or develop. 2. A tiny savings buffer. 3. A simple plan for earning in the next 30 days. 4. A learning plan for the next 90 days. 5. One small distribution channel to test. If you have these, you can start today. Deep practical examples and tactical advice. Let's dive deeper with practical examples and real actions you can take. Imagine two people, Anna and Ben. Anna has no money but a background in retail and a knack for writing product descriptions that actually sell. Ben has a modest savings account but no clear skill set. Who will likely grow faster? Anna. She can turn a skilled service into cash quickly. Freelance product descriptions, optimize listings for small e-commerce sellers, and take a percentage of sales improvements or charge per listing. With a small initial portfolio, Anna can win local customers and scale to online marketplaces. Another practical example: micro arbitrage. If you live in a place where certain books or software are hard to access, you can be the bridge. Translate short guides, curate useful resources, or resell bundled courses with permission. The margins might be small at first, but the volume and repeatability compound. Start with one offering that takes less than a week to create. Test it on a small audience and refine based on feedback. Negotiation and pricing deserve special attention. Many beginners underprice their services because they fear losing clients. Price anchoring is a powerful psychological tool. Offer 3 tiers: basic, recommended, and premium. Highlight the recommended option. Many buyers go for the middle choice. Also, never leave your price as a negotiable starting point. Know the minimum you will accept and communicate value clearly. Outcomes over features. Show how your service will save or earn more money than the cost. On marketing, remember the simplest funnel often works best: awareness, trust, and conversion. Awareness is any content that puts you in front of the right people. Short videos, guest posts, or direct messages to prospects. Trust builds with proof: testimonials, case studies, or a portfolio. Conversion happens when you ask for the sale plainly. Too many creators confuse content for conversion. Always include one clear next step: book a call, buy a trial, or sign up for an email. Small friction kills conversions. Keep the path simple. Time management is crucial for someone starting from nothing. Time is precious and easily wasted. Block 90-minute deep work sessions where you focus on tasks that produce the most value: client work, product development, or content that directly supports your offer. Use short sprints for tasks that don't require deep focus. Schedule learning: 30 minutes a day of deliberate study on the skill you are monetizing. This compound study creates expertise faster than random reading. Financially, use a simple rule for your first year: 50% reinvest, 30% living, 20% buffer long-term savings. This rule is flexible. The point is to create disciplines that favor growth. Track every dollar for 3 months to understand spending leaks. Most people are surprised where money disappears. Eliminate small recurring expenses that don't add value and redirect that cash toward marketing or tools that improve productivity. When building a product or course, think in terms of modules. Each module should teach one practical outcome. Use videos, worksheets, and short checklists. Launch with a bare minimum offering and invite early customers to give feedback in exchange for a discount. Those early customers are your best source of testimonials and feature requests. Iterate quickly and price up as the product improves. These systems let you serve more clients without burning out. Document everything you do once. The time saved in the future is huge. Consider creating a client handbook that sets expectations and reduces repetitive questions. On networking, aim for depth over breadth. A meaningful message to one relevant person is better than a mass DM to hundreds. Share something valuable in your message: an insight, a small audit, or an offer to solve a problem for free once. People remember genuine value. Over time, those meaningful connections lead to referrals, partnerships, and opportunities that money alone can't buy. Let's address mindset slips. Imposter syndrome will visit often. When it does, keep a log of wins, small client successes, testimonials, and tasks completed. Review that log weekly. Turn vague fears into testable hypotheses. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," ask, "What evidence would convince me I can?" Then run small experiments to gather that evidence. Another tactical tip: build a content buffer. Create and schedule content ahead of time so you don't miss momentum during busy periods. Content that documents your learning process is especially powerful. People enjoy following a real journey. Document the problem, your experiments, failures, adjustments, and small wins. This narrative builds trust and attracts an audience that will eventually convert. Understand the power of compounding favors. Do small favors for thoughtful people in your industry. Recommend them, share their work, or introduce them to someone helpful. These small favors pay back over years in unexpected ways. But keep favors strategic and sustainable. Don't burn your own time for people who never reciprocate. As you grow, maintain transparency with customers. If a delivery will be late or a feature won't ship, communicate early and honestly. Reputation is one of your most valuable assets. It's cheap to maintain and very expensive to rebuild. Finally, remember that getting rich from nothing isn't solely about money. It's about building optionality and freedom. With financial resources come choices: to spend time with family, to learn something new, to start a nonprofit, or to explore creative projects. Keep your values in view as you build. Money is a tool. Use it to build a life you actually want. So start today with a tiny, measurable step. Reach out to one potential client, draft one product outline, or record one short video. Momentum starts with one action. Getting rich from nothing is possible because the world rewards value creation, patient accumulation, and smart risk-taking. It's not glamorous, it's repetitive. It requires humility and consistent action. If you're starting from zero, you have something many don't: the ability to learn at low cost and the time to compound advantage. Use it. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Check the video description for links to resources and a free checklist to get started. Leave a comment with the first small step you'll take this week. I read every comment. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.